do it.
Okay.
Hello and welcome to Moms of Flavor Town.
Deedly, 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 doo.
I am Rachel,
I am Debbie.
and we have a really exciting episode for you today. We have a guest that you may not be expecting because she is someone who is an amazing home baker and the first winner of Next Level Baker.
Woo!
Please welcome Stefanie Embree.
Hello. 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 I'm so happy to be here.
Hello. Thank you
Uh,
so much for joining us.
Thank and when we found out about this interview, it was like it was like, would you like to interview the mystery winner of Next Level Baker? Because the episode wasn't out yet. And we were like, oh yeah. So then we were watching the episode and it's like, who's it gonna be? Who's gonna be on the podcast?
It was like very down to the wire.
Yeah. So we're very excited to have you here. So let's start out with like some basic questions. And that is first just like, how did you start baking?
Yeah, so I've always loved just baking and being in the kitchen. We got cable for the first time when I was in high school, and that
Mhm.
was when I discovered the Food Network.
Uh-huh.
So I watched the Food Network all the time. I loved it so much. I would buy cookbooks and read them like they were novels. And so I think I loved all of that. And so
Uh-huh.
then when I was in college, I got my first KitchenAid mixer.
Uh-huh.
And so, I would make things from scratch. And then my husband and I got married and I mean, it was, we were young and we had friends and no children. So we would like, and I loved feeding people, loved
Yeah.
making desserts. So that was kind of like how I got into it.
hmm Wait, let me
So
ask you. You said so you grew up on Food Network. What was your like Food Network path? Like who was your Food Network person? I feel like everybody has like their
Ooh, yes, that was so good. So that was back in the day when it was like, I'm so sorry. This phone is ringing. Can
Oh,
I?
oh, it's okay. Oh
okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to do this at the shop. Otherwise, it would be at my home with my four children, and that would be so noisy.
Oh,
We
We're,
get
no, yeah.
it. Believe-
we're closed now. Molly, will you turn that phone on silent, please? Thank you so much. It's my sister. I'm so
Aw.
sorry
Yeah,
about that. This
we have
call is
our
not
kids
very
running it all the
professional.
time, so we get
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Um, okay, so my go-to Food Network, man, that was so back in the day. I've aged a little since then,
Mhm.
but like Rachel Ray, that was back
Uh-huh.
like Rachel Ray, Alton Brown,
hmm
Pearl. Those were like the big ones I
Yeah.
think I
Uh-huh.
watched a lot of.
Yeah. I
So
think
we
those are some of my top
Yeah.
three as well.
and
Yeah.
we're like mostly a Food Network podcast. So we are like deep
Yeah.
into Food Network. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah.
nice.
So that you're speaking our language. And that was
Yeah.
one of my questions is going to be like, have you watched cooking shows?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so you started baking and are you also like into savory cooking or do you only bake?
No, I actually love cooking. So my savory bake on the show was a lobster pot pie.
Yeah, that looked awesome.
And it really was like it was good.
Yeah.
Good. And actually in practicing, so I mean, you know how it is. So I own a bakery. I have a brick
Mhm.
and mortar. And so when you work all day long and then you get home, like I'm just tired and so I don't do as much cooking now as I used to.
Yeah.
But I do love to cook and I love flavor. And so
Yeah.
in just like practicing different things for the show,
Uh-huh.
I did a lot of
Yeah.
savory. It
Oh,
was
good.
so fun to get back into it and
Uh-huh.
really, find the time to do that. But yeah, I love savory as well.
Yeah.
So how long did you know that you were on the show before you had to go to the show? Like how long did you have to practice?
So I didn't actually know that they had chosen me until I think it was close to a month.
Oh,
So
wow.
I had about a month to just kind of like brush up, which I mean, I do a lot of baking because I own a bakery and things like
hmm
that. But, when you own a bakery, you specialize in certain things.
hmm
Those are the things that we're primarily making. So I had to brush up on a lot of just things I hadn't made in a long time. And then I practiced some things, that I hadn't done before. And just, to try to prepare for whatever they might throw at us.
Sure.
So it was definitely, I mean, they approached me in, I think it was April.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
That was like the first time somebody reached out and was like, "Hey, there's a new baking competition with Gordon Ramsay, and if you'd be interested, like let us know and fill out
Uh-huh.
this application." And so that was when I started the application process. But then
Uh-huh.
as long, you know, I
Mhm.
made it through that round of interview. And then she passed me to someone else. And that was like the big interview, you
Uh-huh.
know, like 45 minutes or an hour. And they condense it into like 2 minutes where they sit
Wow.
the executives and
Uh-huh.
um but this is so funny in that time. So then they were like, just live your life because you're not going to hear anything for a while if you hear anything at all.
Hmm.
And so in that time, we had gone to eat lunch at a Chinese restaurant,
Uh-huh.
like a local spot in Oklahoma City. And I like reached in and grabbed a fortune cookie. And when I opened it up, it said, "You will have an incredible culinary experience during your travels."
Wow.
Okay.
I think that's a little God wink. There we go.
Yeah.
So anyway, that was just kind of a fun little, I still have it. I thought my
Yeah.
toddler had it, but we found it.
Oh, so I'm
That's
so
amazing.
curious. We also recap Bake Off, and this is one thing I always wonder for these baking shows is like, what are like the things that you were like, I need to know how to make these things? Like, what were the things you wanted to make sure you had in your pocket?
Yeah. Well, I knew it wasn't with like the time constraints.
Hmm.
I knew it wasn't going to be like yeast breads. So I
Hmm.
didn't spend time on those, like, you know, refreshing that. But
Hmm.
I knew for sure I wanted to brush up on like choux pastry
Hmm.
and you know, those kinds of things that I
Yeah.
don't do a lot of. And then especially like fillings. So at my bakery, we don't have like a refrigerated display. So
Hmm.
everything we have doesn't have to be refrigerated. So I
Hmm.
don't make gobs of like pastry creams and dip
Hmm.
and you know curds and things like that, and so just kind of refreshing all of those skills. uh,
Uh-huh.
and yeah, I mean, I just like pulled out, started studying again. It was so fun. I felt like I was like, I don't know, experimenting a lot. We gained some weight. It was great.
Right.
So this is one thing I'm really curious about. So you are listed as one of the home bakers, and you have a bakery, and also I was on your Instagram, and you have like a total Instagram presence. So it's like, how did they decide you were a home baker and not a professional or a social media baker?
Hmm.
Yeah, that's a great question. So I started from home. That was kind of, you know, I self-taught. I actually was so inspired. So my boys, I have twins and they were
Hmm.
born super prematurely, and I was a
Hmm.
stay-at-home mom with them after I was an orchestra teacher before that. But
Hmm.
Oh.
yeah. Welcome to my life story.
That's cool.
But I stayed home with them and I loved doing that. And baking was kind of an outlet, but that was when I discovered the Great British Baking Show.
Hmm.
And it was the first time I had seen like baking in grams. And I was
Hmm.
so inspired because these were all home cooks, right?
Hmm.
And I was like, oh my gosh, that's what I am.
Hmm.
And that was really when I dove into like, kind of the world of creating my own recipes. And I realized I had a
Hmm.
knack for that and a knack
Hmm.
for flavor. And that kind of catapulted me into baking for other people. And then people
Hmm.
started hiring me. And but through that, I did grow, you know, my Instagram presence
Hmm.
and things like that. And
Hmm.
so I and then years later we opened our brick and mortar. Um,
Hmm.
but I did tell them I think like my heart is a home baker. And so I told them
Hmm.
like, I mean, I identify as a home baker. So if
Yeah.
you know, if you are trying to decide where I should be, um, like I'm not classically trained or
Hmm.
formally trained. And so I really do feel like the home baker category fit for me. And
Hmm.
then I've got a good social media presence, but I mean, if you look at the other social media bakers,
Hmm.
they are
Uh-huh.
stars. They are social media stars. They're amazing. And so I really felt like I was in the right category.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah, so because they mentioned that like that you weren't classically trained. So I guess it's
Hmm.
like the professional bakers have like that culinary school background more is how
Hmm.
they okay.
Yes.
Interesting. Because yeah, like I like having the mix of people.
Hmm.
And I really thought Debbie and I agreed the casting on the show was great. It
Yeah.
was really like a very dynamic cast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I am obsessed with every single one of them. I love them. We all chat. I
oh,
mean,
good. We were
um,
going to ask them about that.
hey, I'll tell you anything you want to know.
No, it's just nice to hear that you're still connected with it. Like, how long ago did you tape?
September. So we filmed
Okay.
in September. But honestly, I would say, and I think a lot of us feel the same way. I think the best thing to come out of this was the friendships.
Yeah.
I
Uh-huh.
hands down, it was, I
Yeah.
mean, like I'm super excited that I won, like
Uh-huh.
because it's the competition, you know, you go to
Sure.
win. But it's like I told my husband, like at the end of the day, I met so many incredible people.
Hmm.
fostered our son before adopting, like I got to talk to people who were curious about foster care
Mhm.
and kind of introduce them to that. Like so many amazing things happened that made
Mhm.
it all worth it before I ever won.
Yeah.
Uh,
Have your kids seen the show?
Oh yes. Yeah.
Are they like what are their whole things about it?
Oh, it's been so much fun. Although
Yeah.
I will say one of my kids was like, please don't do this again next year. I want to have like a normal Christmas experience.
Right. Like
That's
it
fair.
was funny. I saw this interview with Macaulay Culkin where he was talking about how like what his kids when his kids watch his stuff, like they kind of just disconnect from like they don't
yeah.
see their dad
Uh,
on
yeah.
TV.
Didn't he say that they don't know that he's Kevin? They
Yeah,
like
like they just
that's like a
totally
character to them,
yeah.
right?
Oh,
Yeah.
Penny. Probably the age difference helps.
Yes.
Totally. Totally.
But no, my kids have really loved it because it's
Yeah.
been really fun to share it with their friends,
Yeah.
'cause they had to keep the secret for a long time too.
Hmm.
And so to be able to share it with their friends and like we
Hmm.
had watch parties every time.
Yeah.
And, like their friends would come to the watch
Oh,
party.
fun.
In fact, we have a 3-year-old and he keeps
Mhm.
going, more mama baking show.
Oh.
Go. It's really sweet. It's been
I'm
a lot.
surprised he was able to keep it a secret. My 3-year-old cannot keep any secrets at all.
I know his speech is a little delayed, so people
Okay.
wouldn't have known what he was talking about.
So my daughter, I just have one. Debbie has two. I have one. Just FYI.
Okay, I
And
love that.
she's almost 5, and I was on a cooking show 15 years ago.
Wow.
And I'm like so curious because like I like only have one shot for her to see it for the first time. And I'm like, when am I going to show it to her? And I'm like so curious when would be a good age. But I love hearing about people's kids watching, you know?
Yeah.
I know. I feel like that like 7, 8 is a really
Mm.
nice age. I've had so many parents. And I'm like a look on the bright side kind of person.
Uh-huh.
I've just had a lot of people reach out because they were like, we just loved how you handled things and how you
Mhm.
were kind, even though it was a competition. And
Mhm.
our kids it was so good for our kids to see that.
Mhm.
And, a lot of like little 7 and 8-year-old girls and boys will come in the shop and like want to get their picture.
Oh,
Oh,
Really
cute.
sweet. Yeah.
I mean, especially holiday baking shows, I feel like are so kid friendly. Like my
Hmm.
daughter will definitely enjoy a holiday baking show more than like just like a regular cooking show
Yeah, for
because it's
sure.
like you see the reindeer or whatever, and it's very
Yeah.
exciting for them.
Yeah.
So, did you ever audition for like any other baking shows, like one of the Food Network shows or anything like that?
Okay. So years ago, not very many people know this.
Hmm.
Gosh, 2018, 2019, maybe. I think it was CMT. It's
Uh-huh.
the country one, right?
Yes.
I don't watch, I don't have time for a lot of TV these
Yeah,
days.
I can imagine.
But they were creating a new cooking show,
Uh-huh.
and I had been approached, and I did several interviews,
Hmm.
and I think I was really close to getting it.
Hmm.
COVID hit, and then I
Oh,
Oh,
something else. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure because I don't think the show ever even came out, and so
yeah.
that just kind of diffused it.
Hmm.
But that's the closest I've ever come.
well, no offense to CMT, but Fox is like a little bigger deal. So,
Yeah.
It's crazy, right? Like I
Yeah.
guess and Gordon Ramsay of all
Yeah.
people, like the king of food.
well,
And
that's my next. Sorry,
yeah. We
my
both
next
had the same
question
thought.
is what were your thoughts about Gordon Ramsay before you went on the show?
Yeah, so I did a lot of preparation. So I
Hmm.
watched every single season of Next Level Chef
Yeah.
Okay.
because I wanted to get a feel for what it was like.
Uh-huh.
I wanted to see the judges. Obviously, Gordon was the only one that was in the baking one, and then they
Yeah.
added Carla and Candace. But I
Which
grew up
amazing.
watching Candace Nelson, and
Yeah.
then of course, Carla Hall is everywhere right now. She's incredible.
Yeah.
And so I really, I feel like that helped me in that
Hmm.
I just kind of I felt like I understood what the show was,
Yeah.
And so I went into it so excited because I
Hmm.
knew that Gordon was more of a mentor for this show. I
Hmm.
don't like to be yelled at. So I
Yeah.
went to a show where someone was yelling at me.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is not who I am. Some
Right.
people think that's great. But so I knew that like it was a different vibe. And
Hmm.
then Actually, I didn't know it was going to be a holiday show. So
Oh.
when I
Oh.
found that out, like originally, so when
Mhm.
I found out, I was just like, okay, this, I can do this,
Yeah.
and finding out that it was going to be just the 3 weeks, or not three
Mhm.
weeks, well, 3 weeks, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
condensed, our 10 days
Mhm.
there. That was really awesome
Mhm.
because I mean, I'm a mom first, and if I couldn't be gone probably 5 weeks, that would be a lot for my husband.
Yeah.
Totally.
To handle with lots of appointments and stuff,
Yeah.
And so it really was just like a perfect storm of the amount of time and it being holiday. Holidays are my jam. Like that's what
Yeah.
we do so well at the bakery. And
Uh-huh.
it's just so exciting.
Oh, that's awesome. I love that. I mean, they all three of them are such like fantastic personalities that just I
Yeah.
being in a room with them would be so much fun, I think.
Yeah.
Were they nice like when the cameras weren't rolling? Like, did you chat with them at all?
We did not really chat with them when the
Mhm.
cameras weren't rolling. We pretty much only saw them during filming, but
Okay.
I mean, they were so wonderful.
Yeah.
I feel like that's just probably how they are.
Yeah.
It never felt like they were putting on airs or anything like that.
Yeah.
And it was so neat because you don't get to see as much because they
Hmm.
have to condense everything so much. But
Yeah.
like the levels of encouragement and
That's nice.
Gordon Ramsay, and I think you see it more in Next
Hmm.
Level Chef, just because it's such a long season,
Hmm.
really is like right in there mentoring and helping and like, you can ask questions and things
That's
like
nice.
that because they want you to be successful.
Hmm.
And so I love that aspect of it
Hmm.
because that was something I could take back with me as such a
Hmm.
great reminder as like a business owner and with a staff of my own,
Hmm.
that like, my job is to be a servant leader
Hmm.
and be right in there helping and doing these things and encouraging, not bossing.
Hmm.
So that was really, I mean, I admire him so much.
Yeah.
And yeah, I loved that.
So yeah,
I
like
sorry.
sorry, Deb.
I just wish, that Rachel and I talked about this, like how we wish that it was a little bit longer though, because we would have loved to get to know everybody a little bit more
Yes.
and got to see the you interact with, you know, Gordon and Carla and everything. Like it would have been, yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
the first week, so many of the people that got cut were like superstars. I was like, I would have
mhm,
loved to see those people bake more, and
Yes.
it wasn't possible because of the
mhm,
time constraints. Yeah.
And I think we all felt that way,
yeah,
because every single person is amazing. And
yeah.
so if you're watching this, go follow them on social media
Uh-huh.
because, yeah, I mean, just like, let's see, the first episode, Winston, he
Hmm.
actually lives in Tulsa. He came to my
Oh,
Oh.
party, like we've hung out. He's incredible. He's
uh-huh.
a Jamaican chef, a pastry chef, and like, I mean, just like insane with flavors, and he's hilarious and incredible.
Yeah.
Michael, oh my gosh, he's one of the funniest people I've ever met. He lives in New York and
Uh-huh.
he does I think his handle is polyester bakes, but he does like a bake every week and wears like a vintage sweater.
I love it.
He's so cool.
Hmm.
And then Justin, he was the youngest of our group.
Hmm.
Oh my gosh, he's amazing. He's
Hmm.
brilliant. Like a prodigy of baking, and he's
Hmm.
got like just gobs and gobs and gobs of followers on TikTok.
Hmm.
And Instagram. He's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was so sad to see them go so quickly because
Yeah.
I think we all bonded very quickly.
That's
And
great.
so yeah, it was always like there was not one person that I wasn't sad
Hmm.
to see
Well, let
leave.
me let me
Where do you
ask
guys?
you.
Sorry.
Oops, sorry. Um, so this is actually not a next level baker question, real quick, but it's an Oklahoma City, Oklahoma question. Do you interact with Chef Kevin Lee at all?
Okay, so no, and I need to
Yeah,
because
I hope this
amazing. And
yeah.
it's funny, and I think this is part of just like I've not really been in that world, and I
Hmm.
think it is because I started from home and
Hmm.
wasn't,
Hmm.
you know what I mean? So
Hmm.
I haven't really gotten into that world, but this has
Hmm.
catapulted me a little bit more into it in a really
Yeah.
awesome way because I think it's also given me the confidence to
Hmm.
feel like I can be a part of that world.
Good.
And which is cool because
Hmm.
Yeah.
it's so easy to doubt yourself and just feel like you're like, I don't know, pretending, even though I'm not.
Yeah.
I
You
mean,
know,
I think that there's a
yeah.
chance that Kevin Lee listens to this podcast. So,
Okay, okay. He's amazing. So
We're
yeah,
putting it out there,
yeah.
okay?
like our main show that we recap is Tournament of Champions, which is
Oh,
one of
is
his.
it really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, so that's how we that's like the Tournament of Champions chefs are the ones that like, are usually on the podcast with us.
Hmm.
So so
Well,
Kevin Lee, we'll tag him in the comments and say, "Hey, pay
Yeah.
attention."
yeah. Hi, Kevin. No, he just opened a new restaurant and it's like all the rage. It's
Oh,
amazing.
nice.
I haven't been yet. I'm dying to
Uh-huh.
go. You just don't get out a whole lot because kids and all
Right.
that.
And taking 4 kids to dinner, that's expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have two with great palates that they'll eat
Uh-huh. Oh,
anything.
good.
So if we like bring home, so we went and celebrated. We have a Ramsey's kitchen,
Uh-huh.
and my aunt and uncle came
Oh,
in town for the last watch party, and it only felt right to like go
Right.
yeah.
right there. They were so sweet. They had like my aunt told them I was coming. They had flowers for me and a
Oh.
card that said "Welcome to the family," and like they got me
Oh.
a cake. It was so sweet. But anyway, we had leftovers, and my
Mhm.
kids like the next morning they were just like eating them cold. I was like, what
Wow.
animals? But yeah, I've got a couple with
Awesome.
good palates that could go
Yeah.
to a restaurant. But yeah, the finances not so much.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, it's just the reality these days.
Yeah.
Okay, so I need to ask though, how long did the filming take? You said it was only a short amount of time, but how long did it take?
I think start to finish, including travel, I believe it was about 10 days.
Oh.
Okay. So yeah, for 3 episodes, that's a good amount of time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then were you guys all like staying in a hotel or in an apartment, or what was the living arrangements like?
Yeah, we stayed in a hotel.
Hmm.
It was this just sweet hotel in Ireland, and we
Oh.
were,
Wait, it
yeah.
films in Ireland? Okay, mind blown.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about the craziest part. I don't think they like promote that because
Mhm.
but it's where the studio is.
Sure.
Wow.
And so that was an amazing experience. I've done a decent amount of traveling in my life. In
Mhm.
recent years, not as much. But I was thinking about it. This was the first time that I ever just went somewhere all by myself. Wasn't like meeting
Oh.
someone there and I just loved it.
Yeah.
I felt very brave.
Yeah. No, that is really brave. I mean, I don't know. Like I don't like to go anywhere alone even.
It's making me think of Traders. You know that show
Yeah.
where
Oh,
they
yeah.
film in Scotland, which I mean, obviously
Right.
different.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
just like there must be some kind of good taxes there or something to
Yeah.
make them film
I bet you're right. I
Yeah.
bet you're right. But yeah, so that was we weren't we pretty much were in either our rooms or on set. So we
Oh, okay.
couldn't just like mingle or walk around or anything. But it wasn't terrible because I'm never alone.
Oh,
Yeah.
totally.
Like slept in a bed all by myself
Oh
and
my gosh.
ordered
Like
room service.
to not
I
be touched for
sounds
like
awesome. Yeah.
a couple of days sounds
I know.
luxurious.
I know. I know. I said that the other day. We were like at church and I was telling some friends that, and they were like, all the moms were like, yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you if it films in LA or New York, and you just blew my mind.
Yeah.
Ireland. I would open my window and it was just like a hillside and these little sheep would
Oh.
stroll down.
Oh my
I
gosh.
mean, yeah.
Wow.
That's all you want in an
I got
Irish.
spicy.
Yeah.
Now I'm so curious about why. Like, I wonder if part of it is because it's like closer for Gordon Ramsay, and like he doesn't have to come all the way. I'm so curious now. Like, what
know,
makes him?
Yeah, I feel like he's here all the time because he has so
Yeah.
many restaurants and stuff. But so
Yeah.
I have no clue.
That's
was
so
fun.
interesting. Wow.
Mhm.
Okay, so this is a question from one of our listeners she wants to know, and this is something that I think her name's Carrie. Say hi.
Okay.
And I was wondering this too. So when the platform comes down, right, and you grab stuff, if you grab something, do you have to use it?
Yes. So the expectation is that you use what you grab. Now, I'm not going to say every single time that happened,
Mhm.
but they definitely told us they were like, you need to try to incorporate everything you grab into the
Mhm.
platform. because they
Okay.
didn't want people just grabbing random things and
Yeah.
coming up with
Right.
something. And so that was definitely the expectation.
Yeah, because when
I
you see people like it was like Nikki's plotline, right? That she like always was like slow to grab,
Yeah.
and so it's like she doesn't want to because sometimes you're somebody like, just grab anything, but it's
Mhm.
like yeah. So if you grab something you don't know what to do with it, then you're gonna be kind of screwed, I guess. Okay.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. Yeah. You were
And I
only
feel like that's more democratic too, because at least like everybody's, you don't find as a lot of people who are grabbing just to grab and get that off the table.
well, especially with the levels,
Hmm.
just grab anything you want, then the top floor could just totally wipe it out.
Hmm.
Kind of hurts the people below. And
Yeah.
so I think to keep it kind of on that even playing field and
Hmm.
the poor people in the basement, which was
Yeah.
all the times, would still have some things to grab.
So I one thing I noticed is that they have the different levels on the platform, and then is so on the top level was that like the thing that everyone needed one of? Okay,
Yes.
so
Yeah. So
that
the
level you can only
very
get one.
top, they call that the hero ingredient.
Hmm.
Okay.
You are required to grab something from the top. So if you didn't
Okay.
grab something from the top, you're pretty much that was the end.
Yeah.
Okay.
Too. So like the very first episode, the very first bake, it was chocolate.
Hmm.
And so everybody had to grab a chocolate and then everything else is fair game.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
So that
And they
makes
had
sense.
like pantry staples,
Hmm.
sugar, flour,
Great.
things, milk.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, so if you only had one thing, then you could just bake like a very basic cake or something with like if you didn't get extra ingredients.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
That's what I assumed. I assume everyone had to have eggs or whatever,
Yeah.
right? So yeah.
Yeah.
And then the other question I had is, do the people on the top level get like a few extra seconds on their time because is that like part of being on the top? Like on your because like when the platform goes back up, the people on the bottom have to put their bakes on first.
That's a great question. I've had several people ask me that, and I don't
Hmm.
have a clue.
Yeah.
I just give
Like
them up
once
with
you're
it.
on the,
Yeah,
yeah.
it definitely doesn't feel that way. And it's
Yeah.
funny because I don't know if you guys are the same way,
Hmm.
but watching shows like this, I always kind of wondered, like, is it really down to the wire? They
Hmm.
make it seem so down to the wire. But oh my goodness, if it's literally not down to the wire, it was chaos. And at the
Yeah.
end, you're just still scrambling. And I think
Uh-huh.
I'm like trying to clean off my plate and I don't know how the timing works out that way
Hmm.
every time, but it absolutely was down to the wire.
And then, so we were also saying that, like, it seems like, at least to us as viewers,
Mhm.
that, like, the levels, it seems like the biggest disadvantage to being in the basement, more than the equipment, was the ingredient choice. Do you think that's true, or do you think that the equipment really screwed you?
I would say there is this is what they told us. There's workable equipment in the basement. You just
Hmm.
had to find it. And it
Yeah.
Okay.
was definitely like you had to find it. And
Uh-huh.
digging, it was like going to the thrift store and they just throw everything in
Ah,
and you're like
Hmm.
searching for a treasure. So
Yeah.
it's kind of like a little treasure shop.
Yeah.
Except nothing was cute.
Yeah.
was that you in the last episode yelling, "Where are the teaspoons? Where are the teaspoons?"
Yes. And that was in the so I had a slight disadvantage in the last round because I'd never baked in the middle floor. And even
Oh,
though it was nicer, so the top
Mhm.
level, you have your station and you have literally everything you need at your
Yeah.
station and a huge, beautiful oven.
Yeah.
And so the top floor was like the best. The middle floor, you had a lot of wonderful things and it was really great, but you still had to like go get some things.
Sure.
And so and then the basement, you had to find everything.
Yeah.
But I've been in the basement a couple of times. So that wasn't, I kind of knew the lay of the
Mhm.
land. I was ready to move in. No, not really.
Yeah.
But yeah, the middle floor, I got in there and it was literally the middle of the bake. We were in the bake. And so I had no idea
Mhm.
where anything was. So
oh yeah.
I think I said, I'm so discombobulated like
Yeah.
25 times. They didn't play that, but 'cause I just looked like a chicken with my head cut off and searching for teaspoons.
Right.
Yeah, that was
And
so stressful.
it was pretty funny when you were yelling where the teeth because it's like this thing I understand is stressful, but like as like a viewer watching, it's like it's so funny to see baking being so stressful. Where are the teaspoons?
Yeah.
I know. I even told Carla, I was like, I can't find them anywhere. If you find teaspoons, please let me know.
Yeah.
So as we're like racing back down to make sure our cakes aren't burning.
Right.
I thought that was so nice. We talked about Gordon Ramsay, how Gordon was like checking on the cakes to see if they were done. Where I feel like
Yeah,
in so many baking shows, they would not do that, you know?
totally.
Yeah, no,
Totally.
he was amazing. And in fact, that there was that one point where he and I were downstairs
Hmm.
and he was like, "Do you know whose these are?" And I was like, "I think they're Nikki's." Like she was
Hmm.
baking down here earlier, but he like one of the rules, like they could mentor and help, but could not like he couldn't take them out.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
So that's why, there's the yelling, like, "You've got to get down here now."
Yeah.
It's so stressful. And I was like, "Can I take them out?" But we're like, it's a competition.
Right.
They
Yeah.
like it wouldn't be much of a competition if we were all just like it'd be
Helping
a
each
great
other that
entertaining
much.
show if we were helping each other that much,
Yeah.
which is one of my favorites. But
Yeah.
I
yeah.
mean, the final five were so, I mean, everyone was great in the whole show, but the final five, it was like you were like rooting for everybody, you
Yeah.
know? It was a great, no offense, Stephanie.
Oh, I'm not offended. I was rooting for everybody. Truly, I would have been happy with anybody because they're all amazing women and they're so
Hmm.
talented and they're my friends. And
Hmm.
yeah, I just like community over competition every
Yeah,
day. Like I'm
totally.
thrilled that I won, but like would have been equally happy.
Yeah. And let me ask you, because you mentioned about being in the basement a lot. Was it as so like have used plenty of terrible knives in Airbnb homes and stuff like that. Like, I think the dolls were the most terrifying to me. Like,
Yeah.
what about the basement like really threw you for a loop?
I think it's just like the ovens, they
Hmm.
were like this big.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So the pans that you were using, I mean, there were pans that would work in each oven, but you
Uh-huh.
had to figure out and make sure you were using the right pan. In
Right.
fact, during my macaron bake,
Hmm.
I I had piped macarons and had to lift them off and lift the parchment off and put it
Ooh.
in because the pan didn't fit in the oven and the
Yeah.
other ovens were being used. And so it was a really just crazy. I think that was probably the
Hmm.
oven situation was harder. They
Yeah.
definitely not great.
See
Especially
that?
considering like the oven is like a baking competition
Pretty crucial, isn't
necessity.
it?
That's one thing I wish they kind of explains more in the show, honestly. And I guess they just didn't have enough time. But I would have loved to see, like, as I don't really bake, like can bake chocolate chip cookies or whatever. But like,
Mhm.
as someone who doesn't know how to bake, I feel like it wasn't clear to me what was challenging about the basement, and besides the ingredients. And I would have loved to see that like a little bit more, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think definitely I mean, the equipment, the ovens, and I like visually what you
Hmm.
see is what we got.
Yeah.
Ah.
And so it's interesting because the the ingredients that come down
Hmm.
may or may not be bad.
Hmm.
It kind of depends on what the people upstairs pick. And
Hmm.
so in my, let's see, so I was on the bottom and then the top and then the top and then back on the bottom. So that fourth bake,
Hmm.
um, when I decided to do macarons, I went into that bake feeling really just like kind of down because
Oh.
like
Yeah.
nobody likes to do poorly
Yeah.
and I'm a pleaser anyway. Tendency. I've worked on that a lot. But so you want to do your best. And so to
Hmm.
like be at the top and then go all the way down to the basement,
Hmm.
it's easy to feel discouraged.
Hmm.
And that was all one day,
Hmm.
the basement and I just felt really heavy. And it was interesting because Gordon came in and he was like, "How you guys doing?" And I was like, "Oh, okay." And I had no plan. I was like, maybe I could like find stuff to make a cheesecake or
Hmm.
something. I had no plan. And he was like, what happened earlier, that's in the past. And so
Hmm.
we got to focus on this. And he was like, "What are you thinking?" And I said, "Well, like I don't know, like maybe a cheesecake if I got the right things, or maybe," and I think I even said like maybe macarons,
Hmm.
if almond flour came down. And then the platform descended, and I am not kidding you. I got almond flour, cream cheese, graham crackers,
Oh
like
my
little
gosh.
oatmeal crackers that I was able to crush into graham crackers. And I was like,
Uh-huh.
"Oh gosh, I'm making cheesecake macarons."
Yeah.
Yes,
Amazing.
it was a moment where, and this was just like a little I don't know, Life, whatever. But
Mhm.
it was, I just was like, you know what? I'm going to leave it all on the table. And I'm
Mhm.
going to do macarons, which I love to do. It's crazy to think about doing those in that kind of an environment because
Yeah.
macarons are so wild. But I was like, I love to do it. And so I'm going to
Mhm.
do these and I'm going to bake my heart out. And
Mhm.
if I go home on this, I'm totally fine with that because I'm putting it all out there. And it
Mhm.
was a reminder that we can choose joy amidst really bad circumstances.
Mhm.
Like,
Uh-huh.
you're not always going to live, with roses and top floor picks. Like,
Mhm.
life is not like that. Life is full of really, really hard things. And I've been
Mhm.
through really hard things. And in the midst of that, we can still choose to be joyful with what
Mhm.
we have.
Yeah.
And so I felt like that was like a life lesson from the basement
Mhm.
that really stuck with me. And then
Mhm.
that bake ended up being just like I had so much fun. That one
Yeah.
was so much fun. It was my favorite bake at the competition.
Oh, nice.
It actually catapulted me back up to the top.
Yeah. Mhm.
Um, but yeah, that was like that was a good one for me. So I was
Cool.
actually thankful I got knocked down to the basement because
Yeah.
it just was a good reminder.
Mhm.
Awesome. Um, for the last challenge, do you in your bakery make tiered cakes?
We do. We
Uh-huh.
don't. So we specialize in like party cakes. The
Mhm.
largest cake we do is a two-tiered cake
Mhm.
because I think wedding cakes are stressful and I
Mhm.
like I have enough stress, so I'm not. And there are
Mhm.
so many great wedding cake makers in Oklahoma City.
Mhm.
I was like, they don't need me to do that.
Mhm.
And so yeah, three-tiered cakes are not my favorite.
Mhm.
Um, I haven't done a lot of them, but I have done like two-tiered cakes. So
Yeah.
I've done that before.
Yeah.
I feel like that would be like really to me that sounds so hard because when you see people on baking shows, someone always has the lean, and that seems
Mhm.
like the hardest part, especially when you don't have so much control over your temperatures and everything when you're
Mhm.
going all around.
Yeah.
So it's been so great talking to you. We're not cutting off. I just want to say but I want to switch a little bit to asking you a couple
Okay.
questions. What is your favorite thing what is your kid's favorite thing that you bake?
Ooh, that's a great question. So they're all a little bit different.
Mhm.
My 3-year-old loves macarons.
Mhm.
And so that's like one of his favorite things. My one of my twins, he loves anything salted caramel. We make a really
Mm.
great salted caramel in house. And so we'll
Mhm.
do like salted caramel cupcakes
Mm.
or macarons and things like that.
Mhm.
He loves those. Um, and then Hudson, my other 12-year-old, he loves the peanut butter cookies.
Mm.
Those are favorite. And then my daughter loves a plain cupcake, no frosting.
That's kind of like
Interesting.
me. I love a plain cupcake. I think it's delicious.
If I
Yeah.
had $1 for every time it was will you scrape this off, please?
Yeah.
A lot of dollars.
That's funny because like my oldest, he's 6.5, and he will eat only the icing and not the cake at all. So they should
Yep.
pair up and trade.
Exactly. Yeah, it would be perfect.
Yeah.
Nothing goes to waste.
Yeah.
And would you do another cooking show?
You know what's so funny? That's a great question because when it was all over, the last bake, I mean, the 4 hours that we were so exhausted.
I
I
bet. Yeah.
was so drained. If you watch it, like you can see when I finally got my cake up there, I burst into tears. And Gordon like gave me a big hug. And I think just because it was so physically and mentally like draining.
Hmm.
And so that night I was like one and done.
Hmm.
But then like a week later, I was like, I loved the experience so much. I
Yeah.
think what I would rather do is be more like the mentor role
Hmm.
or the judge and like kind of bring that because I love being an encourager.
Hmm.
And so I'm not saying I wouldn't do a competition again, but I
Hmm.
also could see if the opportunity ever presented itself, I would love to take on, kind of like the judge or mentor
Yeah.
role. I think that'd be
Uh-huh.
awesome.
I think that'd be great.
Yeah.
I mean, me and Debbie want to be judges on cooking shows.
Yeah. We talk
Right?
about that. We're like sending it into the universe. Like
Yes.
one
Yeah.
day, invite us. We'll.
It would be so amazing. And because what I saw was like Gordon and Carla and Candace, they really played a pivotal role in like encouragement and
Hmm.
wisdom and just being so gracious. And
Yeah.
even when they were critiquing, they were they weren't trying to put us down and
Right.
weren't trying to like make us feel discouraged about ourselves. And I
Hmm.
think that's a really important part because, and because you've done a competition, when you go, you're really putting yourself out there, and that's scary. Uh,
Hmm.
and realizing like there's always going to be criticism in life that just kind of comes with it, especially with
Hmm.
social media.
Yeah.
But having to do something like that, you really want the people who are critiquing you to be building you up, even if they're, tearing you down a little.
Right.
Have you seen increase in business at your bakery since the show aired?
Yeah. Especially since I won. I mean, people like Friday and Saturday, we sold out both days
Wow.
early and we had so much. And then like we're not normally open on Mondays, but
Uh-huh.
Monday of Christmas, we're open
Uh-huh.
and I could not believe how many people were at the
Yeah.
like just wild. And it's been fun. Like people want to have their picture taken with me.
Aw.
I'm just me. I'm the same person that's owned this bakery for 5.5 years.
Yeah.
But it's brought a really unique element of
Yeah.
excitement and
Hmm.
especially getting to represent Oklahoma City.
Hmm.
Um, it's so funny because the Thunder is our basketball team,
Hmm.
they won the championship this year and
Hmm.
Ooh.
excited and that was amazing.
Hmm.
And someone texted me the other night because they were at the ballet at the
Hmm.
Nutcracker, and they were like, they mentioned you on stage.
Wow.
That's so
They were
cool.
like, Oklahoma City is so exciting right now. The Thunder won
Yeah.
the playoffs, and this was before they lost. OU
Uh-huh.
had a big game, our football
Uh-huh.
team. And they were like, and Stefanie Embree at OKC Sweets just won Gordon Ramsay's Next Level Baker. And I'm like,
Wow.
oh,
Hometown hero.
like what a sweet privilege. And
Yeah.
I love my community and I'm just so thankful to be a part of it.
Let me ask you, because I actually have Oklahoma City a lot on my mind because my one of my clients is George Motz, who is he's like the burger scholar. And he always, the Oklahoma burger is like his style of burger that he always talks about and always comes visits and everything like that. Are there any other Oklahoma City, specialties you feel connected to, or?
That's a great question. The Oklahoma food scene, I
Hmm.
mean, it's like happening right
Yeah.
now. And it's really exciting to watch. I have definitely have not gotten to go everywhere that I want to go, but even
Hmm.
just like Chef Lee and his
Hmm.
restaurant, it's like on fire. I mean, reservations for like months.
Yeah.
Um, a restaurant, like fine dining Italian restaurant, just opened next door to us called
Oh,
Elizabetta,
fun.
and it's
Uh-huh.
gorgeous.
Hmm.
Then, like you said, there's so many good burger places and
Hmm.
pizza places. I mean, I think one thing about Oklahoma City, and this is probably within like the last 10 years, is
Hmm.
the food scene it's really good. Education might not be great, but the food scene is awesome.
Well, Debbie, we should do one of our girls' trips and go to
Yeah.
Kevin's restaurant and Stephanie's
You
bakery.
Yeah,
should.
totally.
Yes.
We Yeah, we went to Paducah, Kentucky, couple of years ago, to see to go to Sarah Bradley's restaurant and kind of like tour
And do a girls'
around.
trip
And
with our mom friends.
yeah.
Yeah, it was really
Cool.
fun. And I'm always like, it's really fun after you've talked to someone to go eat where they say,
Yeah.
we got to interview Kevin Lee and then we can go to Oklahoma City,
Yeah.
do a twofer. Um,
That's a good idea.
so this episode's gonna come out on Christmas Eve. What are you too busy with work or are you gonna bake things for your family Christmas too?
So I am making lobster pot pie.
Yes.
Ooh.
Every Christmas Eve.
Uh-huh.
That's Christmas Eve is when we celebrate with like my parents and siblings.
Uh-huh.
And so we always go to the candlelight service at church, which is super beautiful. And then we
Uh-huh.
come to my parents' house and we have what my son Landon dubbed the Christmas feast.
Uh-huh.
And
Oh.
so in years past, my dad has always, for a couple years, somebody gifted him with these beautiful lobsters.
Hmm.
And that just kind of became a tradition that
Mhm.
we would always have lobster and filet, and then just like all these gorgeous sides, and of course I bring the desserts. And anyway, so my dad is always taking care of like the lobster, but
Yeah.
this year, since I baked it on next
Aw.
year, it's my turn to take care of the lobster. So I'm gonna make a lobster pot pie,
Nice.
and then my dad's gonna do fillets. But it's
Oh,
just
nice.
like a really sweet tradition. In fact, if we try to change anything, my kids lose their minds. They're like,
Yeah.
"That's Christmas."
That's so
Right.
sweet. That's awesome.
It's really
Well, Merry Christmas to everybody.
Yeah.
So, Stephanie, the way that we end the show, and then we'll ask you for your plugs and everything, is that we always talk about what what we had or what we're having for dinner tonight.
Ooh.
So, I'll go first, and then you can think about it. So, I last night I made it was like inspired by kind of like a Thanksgiving recipe. I didn't get to
Mhm.
make anything for Thanksgiving this year because we went away. So I made with it was like I roasted potatoes and Brussels sprouts, and
Mhm.
then I like sautéed turkey with uh just carrot, onion, and celery.
Mm.
And then then I layered the turkey on top of the potatoes and Brussels sprouts, and you top it with like a bechamel with like Gruyere and stuff. So
Mm.
it was like a mix between like a casserole slash gratin slash turkey pot pie type
That sounds so
situation.
good.
It was
That's
really good. It was heavy, but it was really good. And we have, like I made like just like a casserole tray, but like it was like it's very filling. So we ate like maybe like a quarter of it last night. So we have
Yeah.
it for a few nights. So that's dinner tonight.
Nice.
Debbie, what are you having for dinner?
So we are actually going to go straight from here to our photo shoot for we always do our Christmas like we're just very late in the game this year. So we're going to our shoot tonight and we promised the kids Wendy's on the way. So
Ooh.
that's what we're doing
Well,
tonight.
what's your go-to Wendy's order?
It changes. So today John is actually picking it up right now, and I asked him to get the Asiago chicken
Ooh.
sandwich.
And Stephanie, do you know what you're having for dinner tonight?
I actually do. Tonight is a super special night for us. So every year we have a group of friends that we've been friends with for like 15 years.
Uh-huh.
And there's one of the couples that every Christmas, they call it steak night. They treat our entire group to like a really fancy, delicious steak
That's
dinner
so
at
Wow.
nice.
a restaurant. Yeah, I know. It's our favorite night of the year. And they're so precious, like
Uh-huh.
such good friends. They always order like every single appetizer
Oh my
and
God.
get whatever you want. It
Mhm.
doesn't matter. And then we get all the desserts and we roll out. But it's so we're eating at Mahagony, which is like a
Uh-huh.
really nice steakhouse. So it's gonna be
Very
Ooh.
nice.
I'm
yeah.
gonna check it out. I'll link it in the show notes.
Yeah, and you'll have to tell
Mahogany.
us like
And it's local, so that's
yeah.
special too.
Let us
Awesome.
know, message us after and tell us like what your favorite things were tonight.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I will.
Do
It's
Yeah.
your kids go or is it adults only?
Oh no, it is
Okay.
adult only. So my
Good.
brother, who is my siblings are all in college still, and
Uh-huh.
so my brother is
Oh,
sitting because he needed a
amazing.
little money,
Yeah.
and so yeah, it's just adults. It's so fun, and
That's
like
fun.
the food is just oh my goodness. So I'm trying to
Sounds great.
decide if I'm gonna go with like a steak, which is their steaks are amazing, or
Mhm.
seafood because their seafood is
Mm.
amazing. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm one of those people that I have to even if I know the menu, I'll have to look at it again and again just to like, okay, what do I
Totally.
want today?
Hear what everybody else is
Right,
ordering.
right.
I've got to know
Yeah.
what my husband is going to get because I'm not
Yeah.
going to get the same thing because
No,
we're
definitely
really going
not.
to share. He
Yep.
may not do
Yes.
it yet, but
Well, I'm very jealous of you. Sounds amazing.
Yeah.
it's
And yeah, so Stephanie, where can people find you?
okay. So you can, well, my bakery, we have a storefront. So
Hmm.
that is called OKC Sweets. And
Hmm.
you can just Google map it if you're in Oklahoma City. And then my handles on Instagram, like my main one is Stefanie Embree.
Hmm.
And my name is spelled just to be different, Stefanie,
Hmm.
Embree. And then my bakery handle is OKC Sweets Bakery. And
Okay,
so,
great.
and on TikTok, it's just OKC Sweets.
Oh,
Perfect.
you're on TikTok. Very cool.
Yeah, we
I
I'm
can't get it
trying.
together.
I'm trying. It's hard. It's harder.
It's
But
hard. It's so
I mean, I
hard.
imagine that you're probably about the same age as us, and it's like I know people our age that are on TikTok, and good for them. But for me, it's hard to do it.
I know. Yeah. It's when you can get it like rolling out, and I feel like
Yeah.
it's like cycles. So I'll
Mm.
have a run where it's like things are going really great, and then it just like slows way down. I just don't understand it.
Yeah.
And I don't have
Well,
bandwidth.
I will link your Instagram, which I'm looking at right now. It looks great. All your baked goods look great on it. Lots of cool Christmas content. So everybody, thank you so much for joining us. Yeah, if you're listening to this episode, the day it comes out, it's Christmas Eve. I hope everyone's having a nice holiday with family. And please, for a Christmas present to us or Hanukkah present, please give us a 5-star rating on your podcast platform of choice. Leave us a review. It would be so meaningful to us. And also, if you want to, you can send us money on buymeacoffee.com. But more importantly is the rating. And if you're mad at us, send a DM to Debbie, not
Yes.
to me. I think that's it for today. Thank you so much to our amazing guest, Stephanie. Congratulations again on your win.
Yay.
We'll see you in Oklahoma City one day.
Yes.
Wait.
And for now, Debbie, I think it's time for us to
Go for the protein.
protein. Sorry, that's a TOC joke, Stephanie.
Love
Thank
it.
you so much. We'll link you when we post the episode. It'll be up on Wednesday.
This was
Thank you.
lovely.
This
Thank
was
you so
awesome.
much.
And
Yeah, we had a great
let us-
time.
Let us know if there's anything you're like, oh my God, wait, I wasn't supposed to say that or whatever.
I feel like it was pretty tame.
I think
No offense.
everything was good. No,
Yeah.
yeah. No big deals. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so
guys.
much.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.